Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Total Drama AI. My name is Silly Billy, but you can call me Billy. Thank you for the name suggestion, Total Drama AI. I don't know why I didn't come up with that myself, but it's now sticking for the entire one episode that we still have left, because after today, we are going to know exactly who is going to the finale and who is going to win the new season of Total Drama. I am really excited for this. I'm not going to hold you up very long on here. I'm just going to tell you that you need to subscribe. That's it. I did it. So I think we can jump right into it. We still have 5 more characters left, and we're going to make that 2. And I highly recommend that you stick it out to the end, because there's some really silly things happening in this one. So with that being said, thank you for still watching this video series, and let's continue in this final episode, shall we? Alright, so we are back. We still have 5 more players in the game, being MK, Emma, Bowie, Axel, and Priya. And I want to quickly get a better feel of Priya, because I feel like it's the only character that we haven't really seen just yet. But first, I'm just going to give it this command. We have now said that we're merging in episode 11 with only 3 more episodes, one of which being the finale. I mean, it had to come some point, right? So, let's see what is going to happen next, and then we're going to dive a little deeper into these characters. This was it, the final team-based challenge. After this, the teams would merge and continue on their own. The challenge was called Team Battle Royale. Oh no. It involved the teams facing off against each other in a wrestling match. Okay. Each team had to wrestle with each other. The winner would be decided based on the number of wins. We now have 5 characters to spotlight. I think it's fun to dive a little deeper into these characters so that we can start to root for somebody, right? MK was the player that had to play but then horribly hit her head. And whereas Z got eliminated because of it, MK is still here. Which to me suggests some kind of storyline where Z and MK were like, you have to continue for both of us. I imagine Z being something like that, right? And now MK is slowly getting back up. Emma had that huge fight with Nichelle and Millie and is the last one standing of it, so well done to Emma. Also, Emma's a little sleazy. She doesn't really care. She's a little lazy, you know? Bowie is the hero of the team, but might now be seen as too strong of a player now that they're merging. Axel is very much determined to win this game, and Priya I don't really know anything about just yet, so let's start with Priya. When Priya heard this, she said, "That is so unfair. The teams are already uneven. How can the team with the most wins win when their opponents have an even chance of beating them?" Priya, you're a little behind. The teams have merged. No, Billy, no, it's you who's ahead of the game. Don't you see? You wrote it down specifically. The teams are merging after this game. Not this episode. I can't reverse this. I'm just editing the videos. You've made this mistake. Now I'm going to have to put this together, and we are both going to suffer for this. And I just hope that you don't mention it a lot throughout this video, because this is going to be a headache. Every time, the people are going to mock us. You did this. You brought this upon ourselves. Axel responded by saying, "Priya, if you don't like the rules, then maybe you should have gotten rid of..." Should have gotten rid of what? Ooh, there's a dark secret hiding here. But yeah, Axel is pretty much in character. She really wants to win this, and she doesn't mind because she is about to whoop Priya's ass. Rid of what? Should have gotten rid of those 2 teammates before this challenge began. Wait, what? Max said to Chris. I like that there are no more teams. That means players play on their own now. No more ninja dragons. No more dragon slayers. Just individual players playing for themselves. Individually. So let's see what the AI thinks of this. I'm going to steer it. 1-on-1. There we go. Chris nodded and said, I like that too. It makes things much easier. I agree. Also in the tier list department. There's no chance of us having to deal with a group of losers anymore. Max and Chris went back out onto the stage. I think it gets it. God, Billy, you doofus. You are so incredibly lucky that the AI agrees with you. Otherwise, you would have messed up this entire ranking. But clearly, the AI is still superior and is able to detect your nonsense. Alright, we shall keep this in. But I'll keep my eye on you. So let's see how everybody reacts to this. MK and Emma looked at each other. I guess this is the part where we say goodbye, old teamy, Emma said. And then what did MK say? MK smiled and said, yeah, it was fun. Thanks for helping me out. Emma said, thanks for being such a great friend. Then the moment came. The contestants were ready. Oh boy. Okay, so now we can spin Bowie and Axel into this story. Bowie and Axel gave each other a look. Bowie said, Axel, I really hope you win this. I don't want to see you go home again. Again, as if she had already left. Axel replied, me neither. I'm glad I have you to watch my back. And they faced off against each other. Oh man, okay, look at this. So we have it seems like the old teams are sticking together. So we have this little alliance between Emma and MK, and we also have this little alliance between Bowie and Axel. It seemed like the old teams were forming alliances with each other, trying to stick together despite the teams no longer existing. Chris announced the start of the challenge. And go, he shouted. The contestants fought each other, throwing punches and kicks. Priya went after Bowie, but he dodged her. Then Emma went after Axel, but he pushed her away. Julia was sent flying by Axel. Wait, Julia's no longer here. What do you mean? Let's see, who are we missing? MK then, right? She hit the ground hard, then got up. Oh, let's go, MK. Emma jumped on top of him and started punching her in the face. She was taking control. Oh, good for you, Emma. Look at that. Then Bowie tackled her to the ground. He punched her. Meanwhile, Priya was getting the upper hand over Axel. Wait, when did Priya get mixed into this fight? Just ignore every part of that alliance forming bit from just now. Apparently, everybody's fighting everybody. They're doing a good job. Meanwhile, Priya was getting the upper hand of Axel. Yep, she threw her into the wall, knocking her out cold. Emma turned to Axel. Come on, AI, you know you can do this. I have faith. She was knocked out. Ooh, there goes Axel. A few minutes later, the contest ended. The contestant who had won it all was Team Ninja Dragons. Axel. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Apparently, Axel has won immunity, despite being knocked out in the previous sentence. So what I'm guessing here is that they celebrate a little too soon, right? Emma is seen as the victor, but then out of nowhere, Axel still gets up, knocks Emma out, and wins immunity for herself. So good job, Axel. You're going to the final four. The contestants said goodbye to each other. They headed backstage. Max said to Chris, wow, that was an awesome ending. Chris said, oh yeah. Now that the teams are gone, it's just Max versus the contestants. One-on-one. Good luck, Max. You're gonna need it. So, Axel has won immunity, meaning that Max now has to face down the other four. And I think that means somebody else is able to win immunity now. Bowie, Emma, MK, and Priya all went into a one-on-one fight with Max. Axel had already won immunity and could therefore sit this one out. In the end, the contestants winning immunity were, so let's find out, Emma, MK, Bowie, and Priya. Did they all win immunity? That's not possible. Emma, MK, Priya, and Axel. Oh no, that means Bowie lost, right? The person was eliminated was Bowie out. Oh no, Bowie's gone. He lost. What is this fiend doing here? The episode ended with Max walking backstage. Chris said, well done, Max. Well done indeed. You've made it to the finals. What? So is Max back into the game? Are we adding him back in? But we're not in the finals just yet. So Bowie is gone. He fought well, but in the end, it wasn't enough. And with that, I believe that means we have an all-female, not just finale, but an all-female semifinals as well. Okay, that might be the only unrealistic part about these videos so far. Imagine Total Drama doing an all-female finale. An all-female finale. Okay, so no, we're not going to write Max into the finale. That's not happening. He's just one of the hosts. I think it just means that he gets to stick around until the final episode. I think that's what's happening here. Episode 12 opens with the 4 contestants left. Emma, the somewhat lazy character. MK, the hurt hero. Axel, the solo player. And Priya, because I have no clue still what Priya is. The girl with the crazy hair. There we have it, yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Priya just has crazy hair. That's her entire character. Hey guys, I have some news, Max said. We have a new contestant joining us today. No! Her name is Tina. She's a single mom looking for a break. Why is she here? No! We can't just get new characters in whenever we want. Okay, no. I need to make sure that it's for real, because I can't go against the word of the robots. But I can try to convince it to do otherwise. Really? Asked Emma. Are you sure, Max? Asked MK. Yeah, nodded Tina. The accident was 12 years ago, Max. You need to let me go. Max said, You can come back anytime. We'll always be here for you. And if you need anything, just ask. Thanks, Max. I really appreciate it. Goodbye, Tina. Okay, there goes Tina again. It was all a big prank. And there's some really sad backstory here with Max as well. Tina thanked Max and walked off stage. Max asked Chris, what do you think? To which Chris replied, I don't know. I think it's good. We need a new contestant. No, we don't. Are you sure? Asked Axel. Really? Asked Priya. And I want you to consider this really carefully. Really? Asked Max. Oh, yeah. Chris replied, no. The episode began. Well, it looks like you're all ready for the next round. Our new contestant, Tina, is joining us today. No! No! She's a single mom looking for a break. We know! Max, we went over this. Tina is just a figment of your imagination, shouted Axel. The other contestants agreed. Max said, but she's an actual real person. She really exists. She has a son named Jake. Oh no, Tina gets backstory. She wants to find the love and happiness again. I want her to join our tribe. No! Okay, fine, we'll do it. Okay, let's see it. What does Tina look like? For the record, I don't want to do this. It's not letting me do anything else. All right. Oh, yes, perfect. That's her. Oh no, it's Tina. Okay, fine, shouted all the contestants. Welcome, Tina, said Priya begrudgingly. I'm totally not a self-insert of Priya at the moment. Now, because of Tina joining us in the second to last episode, you guys have to choose. Either we do 3 eliminations today, or we get a 3-way finale and only eliminate 2 people. Which option do you guys prefer? Because we need to start getting people out, especially with Tina in the race. The contestants unanimously voted to cut down the number of eliminations since they didn't want anyone else to leave so soon. It's the second to last episode. But then Priya said, I think it's better that we eliminate 3 people. Ooh, good. Priya, you're my voice of reason. Please don't let Tina be one of the finale characters. Because the last episode is the ultimate showdown. Yes, I want to see Max fight it out, one-on-one. Wait, what? Max? Max is not a finalist. I want to see him take on all the contestants. I want to see who is the strongest. So is Max going to battle the characters again? Okay, sure. You know, I really have to amend the writers for sticking to it, you know? Just not even a couple of episodes beforehand. No, just the episode before the finale. Boom, here's Tina. Enjoy her. You know nothing of her. She's a single mom. Max likes her. She has a child named Jake. So what I'm getting from this is that we're going to do a couple of elimination challenges, and I can only assume that if we're going to battle Max in the first one, it looks something like this. Each of you will fight Max in the ring. Whoever goes down first is eliminated. The loser gets voted off. Are you ready? The contestants said yes. The contestants walked into the ring. Max walked in too. Chris called them to order. Good morning, contestants, he said. Wait. Let the elimination games begin. Then he called out, take your places. The contestants stood in the middle of the ring. Chris introduced themselves. I am Chris. I am the host of Survivor, the game show. What? Are we going off topic a little here? This is a little weird. So he's now the host of Survivor. I guess you go to promotion. I am the host of Total Drama. Let's change that. Contestants, begin. The contestants charged at Max. They tried to punch him. They tried to kick him, but he was too fast. He ducked under every attack. He pushed them away, one after another. The contestants got thrown out of the ring, but none of them refused to go down. For if they got down, they were done for in the game. Then, finally, the last contestant, Tina, was knocked out of the ring. She was eliminated and she went off stage. Chris said, congratulations, Tina. You're done with the show. What? What? Oh, what a tragedy. Oh, I'm so sad to see this happen. So, the last contestant was knocked out of the ring. At the end of the day, it was probably something like what they did with Lindsay, where they did not specify the rules that clearly, and people interpreted it other ways, and now it's like, well, technically, since everybody else is almost dead, you're the first one to get knocked out. You know, something like that. So, Tina is gone. Unfortunate. MK, Emma, Priya, and Axel sighed of relief, but they knew 2 more of them would fall before this day was done. The next challenge of this episode began. Chris announced that the winner would get immunity. Can they choose who goes home? Asked Emma. Yes, said Chris. I think that's fair. I don't think so, but sure. Emma and the rest of the contestants agreed. Chris said, and it's time for the last challenge of the season. No, that's not true! Max and the contestants were all sitting in a circle. Chris said, before we begin, I'd like to give a little speech. This is my 100th episode. It feels pretty cool. I think Chris is losing it a little because we already had this. I feel like it tries to imply that we're going to have like an All-Stars Final 4 again. This is also the last challenge of today, the final one before the big finale tomorrow. Whoever finishes last is directly eliminated. Whoever finishes first gets to decide the other player that goes home. Without further ado, let's begin. I'm beginning to worry that the AI itself doesn't understand the plan, but sure. He called out, "Take your place!" and the contestants sat down. Sat down? What are they gonna do? Okay, contestants, start the eliminations, he said. Axel immediately said, "I want to go." Then she got up and leave. What? MK, Priya, and Emma yelled, "No!" Yeah, me too. What is happening here? Don't leave. Okay, said Chris. Okay, contestants, if you don't vote someone else off, I'll tell you what to do. Axel has had quite the development here. The character that wanted to play for themselves made the ultimate sacrifice here by saying, like, okay, fine. We don't need to do the actual challenge. Let me just go home and I'll fix it. You guys can continue without me. So is Axel gone? Is that what's happening here? Let's read more into this. If you don't vote, you'll get eliminated. They realized that they had no choice but to vote off somebody. So, who do you want to vote off? Asked Chris. There's nothing here. Nobody won immunity. The entire plan is not understood by the AI. Sure. The contestants looked at each other. Max was about to say something when Emma interrupted him. "I'll go," Max said. "No, you're staying, and I'm voting off Axel." Whoa! Max! You madman! You can't do that! You're not part of the show! Okay, said Chris. What? They began the voting process. First, Priya voted for Max. You can't vote for Max! Then Emma voted for Axel. Next, Max voted for Priya. Wait, but Max was going to vote Axel. Oh man, it's becoming more nonsensical. And finally, Axel voted for Emma. I feel like I'm missing a vote here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who didn't? MK didn't vote. And MK voted for Axel. I see that the majority votes for Axel, even though Max gets to vote, which is interesting. But it doesn't really matter because Max votes for somebody else. So, with the majority rules, Axel is now out. But now the final 3 still have to do a challenge where the last one finishing is out. Right? They just switched the order, which I think is an interesting tactic. I mean, maybe this season needs to work a little bit better on how it formulates the rules. But overall, I think this is a pretty cool season. Yeah, I've been enjoying it so far. It's a lot more magical and mystical and wacky than the earlier seasons, which I can quite enjoy. Yeah. With Axel gone, there were only 3 more characters left. MK, Emma, and Priya. One more had to go. In a final race, the 2 finalists were decided. Would it be the sleazy one, the recovering hero, or the one with the crazy hair? Let's see here. The contestants lined up in front of Max. Chris announced the challenge. This time, the 2 contestants will compete against each other. The contestant that wins will be safe from being eliminated. The contestant that loses gets voted off. So I'll make this 3 because this is actually accurate. It's still, I think the issue is that it doesn't recognize MK as a person. So, well, we're gonna run with it anyway. We're way too deep into this. Max took a deep breath. He was nervous. He was scared. But mostly, he was excited. He hadn't been able to do this in a while. He was going to get to fight again. They're going to fight Max again? Whichever 2 of you beat Max win immunity. The 3rd one goes home. The contestants immediately started fighting. Max was surprised. He had never seen MK or Emma fight so well. Oh, he recognizes MK as a person. Oh, that's huge. Let's see. I'll keep them all involved. Meanwhile, Priya wasn't doing much either. She tried to block Max with her arms and legs, but he easily dodged her attacks. Suddenly, she ran into him. She stumbled backward, tripped over her feet, and fell to the ground. Oh, there goes Priya. He waited until she was right on the ground, then jumped over her. He landed on her. He grabbed her by the neck. Then he threw her over his shoulder. Dear God, Max is unstoppable. He dragged her into the middle of the ring. His arms wrapped around her body. He lifted her into the air. He threw her down on the ground. She rolled on the floor, trying to stand up, but then she fell again. Jesus, Max is not leaving anything alive. and quickly jumped over her and moved towards Emma. He grabbed her by the arm and pulled her down to the ground. And he grabbed both of her hands. He placed them on his head. Oh no. He bent forward, placing her arms behind his back. He picked up the girl with one hand and held her up with the other. He turned to face the audience. The contestants were watching in horror. Dear God, what's he gonna do? Is he going to break her spine? The contestant that defeats Max will be safe from being voted off. The contestant that loses gets voted off, shouted Chris. Yes. When Max reached the middle, he stopped. He looked at MK and Emma. He was preparing to jump back out of the ring. Wait, what? He was about to throw Priya into the air again and force them to fight. But then Max changed his mind. Oh man, Max is unstoppable. He's a mad lad. He released Priya. No, screamed Priya. No, Max, don't do it, pleaded MK. Why, asked Max. Do it, said Priya. No, Max replied. We'll lose. What is going on? So I was very much interested in what this series was going to do, but now I'm a little confused. So is Max suddenly getting a change of heart? Was he going to attack Priya, but now suddenly he doesn't? Yeah, so Max decides to release Priya. That means she will win. He decided to spare Priya. Instead, he focused all his attacks on Emma. Emma, come on, you can do it, shouted Axel. I'm trying, shouted Emma. Wait, Axel? MK. Axel's gone. She kept blocking his attacks, but she could never hit him. Oh no, Emma. He was too fast. Before she knew it, he was throwing her across the room. He threw her face first into the ground. Priya cheered. Yeah, she screamed. Oh wow, Priya. So is Emma knocked out? Max went to check if Emma was knocked out. She was still breathing, but she was hurt. Her nose was bleeding and she had a nasty cut on her forehead. She was feeling dizzy. Max lifted her up in his arms. He walked over to the side of the stage. There goes Emma, ready to end the challenge. Here we go. But then he stopped. Wait, he said. You're not finished yet. What do you mean? Asked Chris. You haven't heard the challenge, said Max. It's 2-on-2. Wait, now, what? Huh? So which side is Max joining? Max has got to get his priorities straight, man. Me and Priya versus you and Emma. Whoa, said Chris. Now that's an interesting idea. I've never seen that before. Me neither, said Emma. We're gonna do it. So, Priya and Emma join up with Max and Chris respectively. I guess that means MK is safe. She's just standing there like, okay, well, I'm not gonna bother with this. And Chris is going to battle himself too. Emma and Chris fought against Max and Priya. In the end, the winning duo won the challenge. They were safe from getting voted out. Who is they? And now Max and Priya were in the finals. Oh my god, Priya won. Oh, Priya is safe. And MK was already safe, right? So that means Emma lost. Two contestants remain. Max and Priya. Who would win? The villain or the winner? No. You don't understand. Max is not the villain here. Nope. It's not true. Two contestants remained. So that has to be MK and Priya. Emma was eliminated. We have our finalists, shouted Chris. It's MK versus Priya. The contestants woke up early in the morning. They were all tired. They all felt exhausted. They were all sore. They were all hungover. But most of all, they were all hungry. Yeah, I can imagine after such a beatdown, MK had now fully restored her power again. Because I guess that makes sense. It's a little bit of a self-fill-in, but she got to chicken out of a lot of the fight yesterday. Escaping most of the fight yesterday did her good, and it brought her to the same level as the now beat down Priya. One of them would win the game today. The contestants started preparing for the challenge. Emma was checking her makeup. Now, MK was looking at her hair in the mirror. Max is not here. Max chuckled from the sidelines. Gee, it's so good not being a contestant. Oh, I sure hope the writers don't forget I'm not a contestant in this game anymore. Imagine Tina comes back. He thought to himself. Suddenly, Chris appeared. Hey, you guys, he said. Good morning. Morning, said the contestants. How are you feeling? Asked Chris. Hungry, they replied. In the final game of this season, MK and Priya had to work together to complete a series of challenges. No, what? Whatever obstacle they faced, they had to face it together. If they completed the challenge together, they would advance. If they failed to complete the challenge, the losing contestant would be voted off. What? But they work together. How is that going to work? I guess this teaches the values of cooperation to the viewer, right? That you can't win without also letting the other player win for a certain amount of time. But then at the end, you need to overtake them. First, Chris announced that it was an endurance challenge. The winner would be the last team standing, last player standing. They had to climb the ropes that were hanging from the ceiling and make their way up to the top of the arena. Okay, interesting. It's a physical one. I feel like MK has the advantage here. Once at the top, they had to cross the beams. They had to get to the other side of the arena where they would find their next obstacle. There, they had to balance themselves on a narrow beam that was sticking out of the wall. Oh no, MK, not a beam out of the wall again. They had to remain balanced for a certain amount of time. If they fell off the beam, they were eliminated. Once the contestants finally reached the top, Chris said, "Now you have to get back down." Oh boy, what a twist. Ah, man, my actions keep running out. You need to keep making more counts. This is going on way too long. Okay, I did it, but this is the final email address I have, so we need to cut off this story or I need to start making email addresses. Once the contestants finally reached the top, Chris said, "Now you have to get back down." Oh boy. We have 5 minutes to go down the ropes and make your way to the other side. Whoever makes it first across the beams will move on. Whoever falls off the beam will become eliminated. MK and Priya took off running. There we go. They climbed the ropes and crossed the beams. Both of them were breathing hard by the time they reached the other side. "I'm not gonna let you win," yelled MK. Priya turned around and smiled. Oh boy. "I wouldn't dream of it," she said. "Let's do this," said MK. The contestants began to climb down the ropes. MK was first to reach the bottom. She jumped off the ground and made her way to the other side of the arena. Is MK going to win? She carefully stepped on the narrow beam. She was balancing herself on it. She was doing great. But then she noticed that Priya was taking her sweet time. "Come on, you slacker." Oh, MK's rubbing it in. Look at that. "Give it your all." "I'm trying," said Priya. Meanwhile, Max sat on the ground and laughed. He knew that MK would fail. He had planned for that to happen. Oh my, Max! I mean, I guess it's fitting because MK is trying to overcome her fears right now. I mean, she's not showing it to the outside, but this is the part where she nearly died the last time, right? Max knew that MK was going to fall off the beam. He had seen her do this in many episodes before. Yeah, true. She always ended up falling and getting eliminated. That's very, very true. Not the eliminated part. She was done for. And then, after a few seconds, MK fell. She landed on the ground. "Ugh," she yelled, "my leg hurts." "No." And Max just laughed at her. That is really mean. He knew that she was about to get eliminated. It was over, and he really didn't care. All he cared about was getting rid of MK. He hated her, and he was going to get her eliminated no matter what. When did Max get so spiteful towards MK? I missed this development. But MK persevered. With a lot of pain in her leg, she technically made it down again fastest. Now it was just a sprint for the finish line. But her leg was badly hurt, and Priya was catching up quickly. Who of them would win? Let's find out. The contestants arrived at the finish line. MK was limping. She had trouble moving her leg. Priya was close behind her. They both made it to the end of the race, but only one of them would win the final challenge. This is the final challenge! But only one of them would arrive first. That was... We're going to find out. This is it. The finale. That was... Who would win the first... No. Which of them would win the game? I feel like I'm fighting the robot at this point. Let me finish this story. Chris stood in front of the contestants. "Which one of you is the winner of Total Drama Island?" he asked. Priya and MK looked at each other as they closed in on the finish line. The first one to cross it was none other than... MK! She was the victor! But she was also the loser. She had been eliminated from the game. What? Her days on Total Drama Island were over. The viewers were sad. They loved MK. What? No! What happened here? But she was also the loser. Why? Oh, I get it. I get it. They're doing... We just get the alternative ending. Once again, there were two alternative endings to the show. One in which MK was the true winner, and one in which MK won but then lost on a technicality. Who ultimately wins is for the viewer to decide. It's so logical. It's like the Heather finale, where technically Heather wins but then throws an Alejandro statue, right? They don't know. They don't know how to do it, so that's a little bit sad. It's sad to see that that this season will also have a very clear winner. In this case, the very clear winner is MK. She wins in both endings. But in the ending that we just witnessed, Priya wins on a technicality. Which is unfortunate. If they were to going... I don't mind Priya and MK in the finale together. I would have liked a little bit more characterization from Priya throughout this story, but it doesn't really matter. I just wish that if they do give a character a finale, then make it so that we can root for that character. But ultimately, I think MK is the winner of this show. That is at least the headcanon that I'm going with. And if you like 3S anymore, then please let me know in the comments down below. So let's finish this story off. Back at the camp, the contestants gathered around the fire. They were all pretty drunk. Oh, are these guys 16? Is that a legal drinking age in Canada? I don't know. They all had a lot of energy left. What a great day, said Max. Yeah! All the previous contestants had gathered for one final group picture. Ripper, Maya, Damien, Chase, Emma, Bowie, Axel, Michelle, Julia, Millie, Z, Caleb, Wayne, Raj, Max, and of course, Tina. Priya and MK were in the middle of the group, looking happily at each other. The $1 million between them. What a great day indeed. After taking the photo, Chris had a special announcement. See you in the next season. All the contestants looked up excited. Will all of us get a chance to partake again? Asked Z. To which Chris said... Let's see. Yes. Yay, said everyone. Thank you for being such an amazing cast, said Chris. And then he walked away. Everyone looked at each other. They were all happy to see each other again, knowing it wouldn't be the last. The end! Yay! We did it! We perfectly predicted the way that this story is going to go. I am so excited for this new season. Man, this had twists, it had turns, it had even more twists, and when you thought the twists couldn't get even more, they had even more twists. But at the end, I had a good time with Tina, and she may be one of my favorite characters in the show, period. And you can change my mind. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you like the series, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the Silly Billy channel. Once the actual season comes out, we're going to see that the AI predicted it perfectly, and the entire reaction is going to be super boring. So maybe instead we can ask the AI to react for us. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. This has been Silly Billy, and remember, Tina is the best character in the show, and you can't change my mind. Houdoe!